Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this broadcast today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you, not live, but recorded. I am coming to you from Xaverian Brothers High School in Westwood, Massachusetts. Here to bring you coverage of the 2025 MIAA Division I Boys Volleyball State Championship game. It's been a long and thrilling season of volleyball here in 2025. And after a thrilling tournament that started with over 30 teams, we are now down to 2. Our final 2 contestants coming out on the floor today are the 3rd-seeded Needham High School Rockets and the number 1 seeded Brookline High School Warriors. It's been a season of destiny for Brookline. They were picked as the top seed in the Boston Globe's preseason poll. They've remained at the top for much of the regular season, only suffered 1 loss in the regular season, falling in 5 sets to Natick midway through, and they finished 18-1 on the year to finish 1st in the power rankings. Needham went 17-5 and finished 3rd in the power rankings. The Rockets defeated 30th seeded Woburn in their first round of the playoffs, 3-1. Then they swept number 14 Lowell 3-0. Then defeated number 27 Taunton 3-1, and then got the upset win over 2nd seeded Natick 3-1 as the Rockets punched their ticket to the state finals for the 5th straight season. The Rockets won it all in 2021, 22, and 23, and came up just short in 5 sets in the state finals last year to Newton North in 2024. Now here they are in 2025 as they are once again the ultimate obstacle for this Brookline team. The Warriors have only dropped 1 set all playoffs so far. They swept number 33 Greater New Bedford in the round of 32, swept number 17 Newton South 3-0 as well in the round of 16, swept number 9 Acton Boxborough in the round of 8, then had a thrilling contest on Tuesday in their Final Four matchup against the defending state champion Newton North, ultimately besting the 4th-seeded Tigers 3-1, with 2 of those 4 sets going into tiebreakers, with Newton North taking the first set 26-24, and Brookline taking the 4th and final set 27-25. And folks, if you've been following this playoff run, you know that unfortunately I haven't been able to be here for coverage for a lot of the matches here in the playoffs. I was there for the Greater New Bedford match in the round of 32, and then I missed the next 3 playoff matches for Brookline as, unfortunately, as the calendar flipped to June, I came down with a respiratory infection that's put me out of commission for almost 2 weeks now. But while I wouldn't say I'm at 110% capacity, you know, in terms of the function of my lungs, I think I'm good enough to be here, and I wanted to be here. You know, I've been dreaming of covering this Brookline High volleyball team in the state finals for a long time now, and I wasn't going to miss this no matter what. And, you know, I mentioned it's a season of destiny. Perhaps this was a final matchup of destiny as well, as this will be the 4th time in 5 years that Brookline has faced Needham in the playoffs. You can see the graphic there on your screen. In 2021, the first year that I started covering Brookline High boys volleyball after the pandemic, the then number 1 seeded Needham High Rockets defeated then number 3 Brookline in what was then the South Division sectional finals, as 2021 was the last year before they switched to the current playoff format with the top 32 rankings, back when they still had sectionals, and the winner of the sectional finals would go to the Final Four for the state tournament. Needham bested Brookline 3-0 in that one back in 2021. The next year in 2022, in the first year of the top 32 format that we use now, Brookline came in as the 17th seed and faced off against number 1 Needham in the round of 16. The Rockets getting the sweep win again. Then in 2023, they did not face each other as Brookline fell in the Final Four in 5 sets to Newton North, which then fell to Needham in the finals as the Rockets completed the three-peat in 2023. Then last year, Brookline a little stronger in the power rankings, but that ultimately meant that they got to face Needham earlier than the Final Four. They faced off against the Rockets in the round of 8, but they managed to take a set off of the Rockets. It was their first time in over a decade that Brookline had taken a set off Needham in Needham. But ultimately, the Rockets still triumphed over the Warriors 3-1 in that match, as they would go all the way to the finals before losing to Newton North in 5 sets. So this is now the 4th time in 5 years that Brookline and Needham are facing off here in the boys volleyball state tournament. And far from business as usual. You saw on that graphic, Needham was the number 1 seed every single time they faced off against Brookline, as they have really had a stranglehold on Massachusetts Division I boys volleyball throughout the 2020s. But this year, very different. Brookline, not just the top seed, but also they bested Natick in the regular season. Their first time defeating Needham in 14 years. That's right, 2011. Back when I myself was a senior at Brookline High School was the last time that Brookline had defeated Needham on a volleyball court before this year. But this year, Brookline not only bested Needham, they bested them twice in the regular season. And not only that, but in 2 sweep wins. Brookline defeating Needham in Brookline on April 10th, 3-0, with set scores of 25-19, 25-21, and 25-15. And then in the rematch in Needham on May 13, Brookline again won in straight sets, 3-0, 25-16, 25-22, 25-18. And we've actually got cumulative stats for both teams for those 2 matches. I'm going to put them on screen right now as we continue our pregame warm-ups. We can see here are the Brookline stats for the 2 regular season matches they had against Needham this year. You can see Kristaps Vivars, the Brookline senior co-captain, leading the way for the Brookline offense. 34 kills across 2 matches, had 16 kills in the first, 18 in the second, including 10 kills in the 3rd set of that second match, as he is the only player from either side to have recorded double-digit kills in either match in the regular season. He had 34 total, combined with 4 aces, 2 blocks, and 1 assist. Brookline's starting setter and junior co-captain Alex Smigula with a team-high 68 assists to go with 5 kills, 2 aces, and 1 block over those 2 regular season matchups. Amir Tomer, the junior co-captain, excuse me, with 14 kills, 5 blocks, and 3 aces. Liam Raybold, a junior, with 11 kills and 4 blocks. Connor Christopher, a senior co-captain, with 7 kills, 3 aces, 1 block, and 1 assist. Sophomore Kais Alfakuri with 5 kills, 2 assists, and 1 block, all of them coming in the first matchup in Brookline. Andrew Bacon, the starting libero for Brookline, with 3 assists and 1 kill. Zach Spencer, a junior, with 2 kills and 1 block, and Luca Gallucci, a sophomore, with 2 kills. Those are the Brookline stats for those 2 regular season matchups. Now let's take a look at Needham's stats, and you can see the font had to be a little smaller because Needham spread out their offensive stats across a greater number of different players during those 2 regular season matchups. They had some very different alignments. I think some guys were absent in the first matchup, so we got quite the interesting collection. The team's primary setter, senior Nathaniel Ross, had 31 assists, 3 kills, and 2 aces across those 2 regular season matchups against Brookline. Junior Matt Clunan with 10 kills, 1 block, and 1 assist. Andrew Kurdziel, a senior and the leader out of the middle, with 9 kills and 5 blocks. Senior number 4, full name is actually Jeremy Bullard Smith, but listed as Smith there, 8 kills, 1 block. Then a junior, Will Rosman, who only played in the second match, had 8 kills, the highest single match total of kills of any Needham player against Brookline this year. Luke Vivaldi, a junior, the team's secondary setter, as Needham operates with 2 setters in their rotation. Vivaldi had 13 assists and 1 ace over those 2 matches. 3 assists in the first, 10 in the second. Ben Vu, a senior, had to operate as a hitter in the first match, and he got 6 kills. Operated as the team's starting libero in the second match, so didn't get any kills in that one. Will McDonald, another senior, he got 5 kills over those 2 matches. Thomas Klein, a junior, with 2 blocks and 1 kill. Tyler Goldberg, another junior, with 2 assists and 1 ace. Landon Liu, another junior, with 2 aces. Nico Viazzoli, a senior, with 1 ace and 1 assist. And Ben Marino, a junior, with 1 kill. So those are the cumulative stat totals of the 2 teams from their 2 regular season matchups. We got about 2.5 minutes, according to the scoreboard clock here at Xaverian Brothers High School in Westwood, Massachusetts, before we get this one underway. So I'm just going to see if I can quickly go through the roster for these 2 teams coming in to this one, and we'll start with top-seeded Brookline. Going in order of jersey number for the Brookline High Warriors, first off, a senior captain, number 1, Kristaps Vivars. A sophomore, number 3, Kais Alfakuri. A senior, number 5, Alone Ingerman. A senior, number 7, Andrew Bacon. A junior, number 8, Matt Rosales. A senior co-captain, number 12, Connor Christopher. A junior, number 15, Christoph Huang. A senior, number 17, Adam Lamb. A junior, number 18, Zach Spencer. A junior captain, number 19, Alex Smagula. A sophomore, number 20, Luca Gallucci. A junior captain, number 21, Amir Tomer. A junior, number 23, Flynn Gumpel. A freshman, number 24, Will Kiger. A junior, number 26, Sebi Levy. A sophomore, number 46, Henry White. A sophomore, number 50, Jacob Lamb. A junior, number 86, Noah Martin. A freshman, number 88, Luis Suarez. And a junior, number 99, Liam Raybold. Head coach of the Brookline High boys volleyball team is Lexi De La Cruz, with assistant coaches Justin Suhu, Julian Vesneski, and Greg Detweiler. So that is the roster for Brookline, and that's all I'm going to have time for as the pregame clock is about to run out. So the PA announcer going to take over in a second. We got a pretty packed house here at Xaverian Brothers High School. You can see the Needham student section across from us is the Needham side of the stands is on the far side there. Brookline side of the stands on the near side. You might see them stand up in front of our view at times throughout this this match. Bit hard to hear the PA announcer, but he has taken over here. All right, those were our pregame ceremonies. The announcement of the two teams' official rosters, our national anthem, and soon we will have the start of this state championship game. By the way, I was actually kind of mistaken about the student section. I thought that section all in white on the left on the far side was a Needham section because it was labeled that Brookline was on the near side, Needham was on the far side, but Brookline brought out so many fans today, they had to start bleeding into the other side. As there's another student section for Brookline on the near side. You can't see it behind the camera, but Brookline really invading here in Westwood. And if you're a Brookline fan, you love to see that. And if you're a Brookline player, you love to see your fans coming out to support you in such big numbers. Starting lineups out on the floor now for Brookline. They got a starting six featuring Alex Magula, Liam Raybold, Kristaps Vivars, Connor Christopher, Amir Tomer, and I believe Luca Gallucci is going to sub out for the libero Andrew Bacon. For Needham, their starting six features number 10, Landon Liu, libero number 11, Tyler Goldberg, number 7, Nathaniel Ross, number 25, Will Rosman, number 6, Andrew Kurdziel, and number 14, Will McDonald. All right, here we go. The pregame stuff is over. All that's left to do is play the game. Landon Liu starts us off in the 2025 state championship. It's going to be bumped over by Alex Magula, taken by Liu. Ross to set. The spike is deflected, but could not be kept alive as Andrew Kurdziel will get the first point of the state championship game. Nathaniel Ross picks up his first assist. A good deflection at the net by Liam Raybold, but just couldn't be followed up. 1-0 Needham. Liu, the serve off the net cord, received awkwardly by Tomer, kept alive by Raybold, bumped over by Vivars. Taken by Liu, set by Ross. Kurdziel again. Kurdziel with back-to-back strong deliveries out of the net, out of the middle. And Needham with the early 2-0 lead. Brookline struggling on their service receive. They haven't put together any good sequences so far off the service receive. And this serve off the fingertips, and they can't chase that one down. That's an ace for Landon Liu. Landon Liu, a strong server for Needham, but Brookline just off on their service receive to start this match. I don't know if they've got some early match jitters here on the big stage, but they've got to shake out those jitters fast. This serve received by Bacon, set by Smagula. Vivars, the spike, dug out by Liu. It goes wide. Kristaps Vivars gets Brookline their first point of this state final off the assist from Alex Smagula. Brookline on the board, and now Smagula the serve. Received by Rosman, set by Liu. Rosman the spike, and Rosman powers it through as Needham answers right back. Will Rosman had a team-high 8 kills the last time that they faced off against Brookline, and he gets his first of this match as Liu picks up his first assist. Kurdziel now on serve for the Rockets. They lead 4-1 here in the first set of this best-of-5 match. This serve taken by Bacon, set by Smagula. Connor Christopher sails that one, and no deflection. Forgive the coughing there, folks. Serve Kurtziel, taken by Vivars, set by Smigula. Vivars pushes it to the back, and they call an illegal double hit on Vivars. And now Brookline head coach Lexi De La Cruz has seen enough. He's going to call timeout. As there's no question, Brookline has come out sloppy on this one. You know, we talked about how Brookline, the higher seed this year, they swept Needham through all 6 sets that they played in the regular season. But you know what? We also talked about Needham has the experience here in the state finals. This is their 5th straight year here on the final stage of the boys volleyball state tournament. They know what it means to be here. For Brookline, this is their first time, and they are trying to win their first state championship in 33 years. 1992 was the last time that Brookline won a state championship. I was -1 years old the last time that Brookline won a state title. So we'll see if the Brookline coaches were able to settle down their players and they can come out with some smoother execution out of that timeout. Kurtziel to serve, received by Bacon, set by Smigula. Vivars from the right, delivers. Smooth execution is what Brookline had on that one as Vivars picks up his 2nd kill. Brookline still a long ways to go as they trail by 4 here in set number 1. Vivars going on serve. Serve is received by Goldberg, set by Ross. McDonald pushes it down, and he gets it. I think Brookline wanted a touch of the net call, or they wanted it to be called wide or something, but it was not a call they were going to get. Will McDonald, his 1st kill of the day. Nathaniel Ross, his 3rd assist. As once again, Needham answers back quick. Their 2nd setter out on the floor. Luke Vivaldi sending over the serve, received by Bacon, set by Smigula, pushed over by Raybold. Taken by Vivaldi, set by Goldberg. Rosman the spike, deflected, kept alive by Bacon, set by Smigula. Tomer, roll shot, taken by Goldberg. Vivaldi the set, tap, deflected by Raybold, chased down by Smigula, bumped over by Vivars, received by Lou, set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith the spike, dug out by Vivars, set by Christopher. Spike Tomer, dug out by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Oh, an illegal double hit on Needham. What a thrilling defensive point from both sides, but how about that shoestring dig from Kristaps Vivars, keeping the point alive long enough for his opponent to make a mistake. Liam Raybold the serve, received by Lou, set by Vivaldi. The spike out of the middle is delivered by number 21, Thomas Klein. Luke Vivaldi picks up his 1st assist as Klein gets his 1st kill. And again, Needham answering right back to stay in the lead. Ben Vu on serve for Needham. 8-3 the score. Serve received by Vivars, set by Smigula. Tap is blocked. Oh, and they're gonna say that Connor Christopher, trying to keep that one alive, stepped over the half-court line. That's a point to Needham, and now they're up by 6. Vu's serve, received by Bacon, set by Smigula. Christopher, and that one taken by Vivaldi, chased down by Vu, and it's going to be bumped over by Goldberg. Received by Christopher, set by Smigula. Tomer the spike, gets through. Got enough of a downward trajectory on that spike that the attempted block went into the net. Amir Tomer, his 1st kill of the day. Alex Smigula, his 3rd assist. Christopher the serve, received by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Blocked at the net, recovered by Goldberg. And, they called something against Needham there. I'm not sure, but Brookline gets the point on a Needham violation. Good defense by Alex Smigula at the net. Christopher's serve just wide. A gutsy watch at the sideline by the Needham defenders, but defense has defined this Needham squad throughout this year. They now lead 10-5. Goldberg, the serve, received by Bacon, set by Smagula. Spike out of the middle by Luca Gallucci, missed it wide. Brookline with back-to-back misses. A missed serve, now a missed spike. Needham back up by 6. Serve received by Bacon. Battle at the net is won by Needham, but it's kept alive by Brookline. Battle at the net, won again by Needham. Oh, and it's an illegal touch of the net by Tomer, trying to get his hand on that one. Needham continuing to build their advantage here in set number 1. Serve received by Bacon, set by Smagula. Spike by Vars. Coming from the back line, Kristaps Vars delivers a laser for his 3rd kill. As Goldberg, no chance to receive that one while falling backwards. Serve from Tomer, barely dug out by Vu, set by Vivaldi. This spike from Clunin. Matt Clunin with his 1st kill. Vivaldi his 2nd assist. Needham in control as we start to enter the middle stages of this first set, 13-6. Now on serve is Nathaniel Ross, who checks back in at setter. Serve received by Bacon, bumped up by Smagula. Spike 5Rs, dug out by Goldberg, set by Ross. Clune in the spike, deflected, kept alive by Christopher. Battle at the net, deflected, recovered by Gallucci, bumped up by Tomer. 5Rs, dug out by Goldberg, set by Ross. Clunin punches it, deflected, kept alive by Tomer, set by Christopher, pushed over by 5Rs, dug out by Vu, set by Ross. McDonald to spike, missed it wide. Another thrilling defensive rally. So many desperate hits defensively from both sides just to keep that one alive. I get a feeling we're going to see plenty of those kind of thrilling points, so don't turn away. Gallucci the serve, taken by Goldberg, set by Ross, tapped down, dug out by Christopher, kept alive by 5Rs, bumped over by Tomer, comes in shallow, taken by Vu, set by Ross, Clune in the spike, blocked back but blocked wide. Fourth assist for Nathaniel Ross, 2nd kill for Clunin. We cycle back to Landon Liu on serve for Needham. Serve received by Tomer, set by Smagula. Spike 5Rs, deflected and taken by Liu. Set by Ross. McDonald to spike. Too far. A close call, but Brookline gets the point off the miss hit from the Rockets. Smagula on serve, received by Goldberg, set by Ross. Rosman the spike, hits the pole. Back-to-back errors from Needham. Can Brookline take advantage and start to build some momentum? They've cut the lead down to 5, but still a ways to go. Serve Smagula, and he missed it wide. Too much curve on that one. Needham's been doing a great job watching that near sideline. Kurtziel on serve for the Rockets. Received by 5Rs, chased down by Smagula. 5Rs barely bumps it over. Taken by Liu, set by Ross. McDonald to spike, blocked by Christopher. McDonald sends it back over. It's dug out by 5Rs, kept alive by Smagula, pushed over by Tomer. Taken by Kurtziel, set by Ross. And oh, we got a violation on Needham. An illegal touch of the net by Rosman. Brookline's defense has been keeping them in it in a set where their offense has struggled out of the gate. This serve from Vivars, taken by Rosman, set by Ross, pushed over by McDonald, received by Smagula, bumped up by Bacon. Tomer spike blocked back by McDonald. The first block point from either side goes to Will McDonald. Flip that over. 16-10. Vivaldi on serve for Needham, received by Vivar, set by Smagula, spike Rabel, deflected and taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi, spike Rosman, missed it near side. Good watch by Brookline. And this really has been a set defined by defense so far. Raybold serve, received by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi, spike Rosman, cannot be followed up. Will Rosman, his second kill. Ross, his fifth assist. Brookline starting to run out of time in this first set. Needham up 17-11. We're entering the late stages of this first set. Benvu on serve. And it's watched, and a good watch by Andrew Bacon there. Christopher the serve. Received by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith, the spike blocked, recovered by Vivaldi. Followed up by Goldberg. Spike Clunin. Oh, and that was a mistake. Might have been touched at the net before Vivars got his hand on it, but that kill will go to Matt Clunin. His third, as Vivaldi picks up his third assist. This serve received by Bacon, set by Smagula. Vivars drops it on the back line for another powerful kill. When Brookline has been able to get Vivars involved, he has been a powerful attacker, but they've had trouble getting him involved so far in this first set. Serve from Tomer goes into the net. And the thing is, while Vivars has been able to deliver, he's been the only one. Kristaps Vivars, the only Brookline player with multiple kills here in this first set. He's got 4 of the team's 5 kills so far. Amir Tomer with 1. Nobody else with any. And that lack of offense has been a critical absence for Brookline here in this first set. Serve from Ross, received by Tomer. Set by Smagula. Vivars blocked wide, and Vivars delivers again. Five kills now for Kristaps Vivars, 6 assists for Alex Smagula. Luca Gallucci on serve. Serve received by Vu, set by Ross. Clunin the spike, blocked back! Brookline with their first block of the day. That was either Raybold or Smagula. Let's take a look at the replay. I believe that was Smagula. Now this serve received by Vu, sent over on 2 by Ross, kept alive by Vivars. Smagula sets, Vivars sends down the line, diving dig by Vu, set by Ross, blocked again by Smagula! Alex Smagula with an assist and 2 blocks to give Brookline 3 straight points and some momentum for a potential comeback as a timeout is called by Needham to try and stop the momentum. It's gut check time already here in the first set of the state finals. Brookline having scored 3 straight points, trying to erase a 6-point deficit. Needham trying to hold on to the lead out of the timeout. The serve from Gallucci is received by Clunan, set by Ross, tap by Kurtziel, blocked back. Kurtziel recovers, Ross sets, Clunan the spike, and it drops in. Needham able to recover from the initial block as Matt Clunan picks up his 4th kill. Nathaniel Ross his 6th assist, and Needham reaches the 20-point threshold first. Clunan on serve. Off the fingertips of Bacon, followed up by Christopher. Roll shot by Vars, received by McDonald, set by Ross. Rosman the spike, deflected, and can't be followed up. Two straight points out of the timeout by Needham, and now it's Brookline's turn to call timeout. I said it was gut check time, and it was a matter of whether Brookline could keep their potential comeback momentum going out of that timeout, or if Needham could hold firm and answer back, and it was Needham that answered the call. That championship experience of the Rockets showing out here in the biggest stage of the year. (21-16). Needham is 4 points away from winning this first set. Brookline needs 5 points just to tie. Clunan's serve off the fingertips of Bacon. Christopher desperately trying to keep it alive. They can't get it back. The service receive woes continue for Brookline, as I think we can reasonably call that one a service ace. And we got a substitution in for Brookline, as it looks like number 50, Jacob Lamb, is going to sub in along the back line in place of Andrew Bacon, who's had some trouble on the service receive. This serve taken by Tomer, set by Smagula. Vivars the spike blocked, recovered by Tomer, set by Smagula. Vivars again, and he missed it. Missed it into the net. Trying to change trajectory and go away from the guys that had blocked his first attempt, and he misses it. Needham 2 points away from taking their first set off of Brookline all year. Clunan's serve taken by Lamb, set by Smagula. Raybold fires, and Raybold gets it. Liam Raybold, his first kill of the match. Brookline's been struggling to get hitters not named Kristaps Vivars involved. Now Smagula, the serve taken by Goldberg, set by Ross, spiked by Kurtziel. And that'll put Needham at set point. Andrew Kurtziel, his 3rd kill. Ross, his 8th assist. 24-17, and Kurtziel will be serving for the set. And a good watch by Jacob Lamb keeps Brookline in it, but they would still need 6 points just to put this into a tiebreaker. Needham just needs 1 to take a critical 1-0 lead. Vivars the serve taken by Clunan, and he doesn't put it in a spot for anyone to follow up. A service ace there by Kristaps Vivars. (24-19) as Clunan is going to sub out after that rough service receive. This serve taken by Lou, set by Ross, tap blocked by Raybold. 3 unanswered points for the Warriors. Still a Herculean task to try and get back in this set, but if nothing, it can build momentum for the next one. Serve from Vivars, taken by Rosman, set by Ross, spike by McDonald, and that will end it. Will McDonald with his second kill ends the first set in Needham's favor, 25-20. Brookline was a perfect 6-0 in the regular season against Needham, but the Rockets come out and deliver a message, and that message is that this is a completely different stage. All right, here we go for set number 2. Needham with the 1-0 match lead currently after taking that first set off Brookline 25-20. Brookline did lose the first set on Tuesday in their Final Four match against Newton North, so far from over for Brookline, but they have got to adjust after their struggles, particularly their offensive struggles in that first set. Alex Magula starts us off. The serve received by Rosman, set by Ross, spike McDonald. McDonald ended the first set, and he starts the second one with another kill. That is his third. Nathaniel Ross with his 10th assist. Kurdziel to serve, received by Vaivars, set by Smagula. Vaivars spike blocked back. Blocked by Thomas Klein. The Needham defense continuing to build momentum here in the second set, an early 2-0 lead. This serve received by Bacon, set by Smagula, tap over by Rabel, diving dig by Ross, bumped up by Lou, pushed over by McDonald, and an illegal double hit. What? No, it's a violation on Brookline. What do they say, an illegal net touch or something? Some kind of violation on Brookline, and Needham gets the point. Serve received by Vaivars, set by Smagula, spike Christopher. Connor Christopher delivers from the left side for his first kill of the day. That's a guy Brookline needs to get more involved in the offense if they want to be able to keep attacking this Needham defense. Serve Vaivars sails long. So Brookline comes out slow again here in the second set. Can they find their form a little faster this time, as they struggle to find their form until really it was too late in that first set? Luke Vivaldi now on serve for the Rockets. Received by Bacon, but received illegally. An illegal underhit there. And that'll be an ace for Luke Vivaldi. This serve taken by Tomer, bumped up by Smagula, bumped over by Vaivars. Taken by Lou, set by Vivaldi. That spike is dug out by Vaivars, but Brookline touched the net again. And again, Needham jumps out to a 6-1 lead as again Brookline calls timeout. Brookline again struggling, and again it is all starting with that service receive for the Warriors, as Needham bringing trajectories on their serve that are just throwing off Brookline. They're not sure, whether to get it straight on with their hands up or to go for the bump. And those last second decisions, I mean, you could see with that last sequence, those last 2 points that Needham just won. First, Andrew Bacon misreads it, tries to go for the hands-on hit, but because of that, he gets called for an illegal underhit. Should have gone under and bumped it. Because of that, Tomer, maybe, overcompensating, trying to go for the bump, and that resulted in a less than ideal first touch, which led Brookline to not be able to string any kind of offensive sequence together, just had to bump it over. And then they commit the violation on defense. Serve from Vivaldi, received by Bacon, set by Smagula. Vaivars roll shot blocked, bumped over by Raybold on one, taken by Rosman, set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith a spike, received by Smagula, set by Bacon. Roll shot Christopher, taken by Lou, set by Vivaldi. Rosman the spike, blocked back by Connor Christopher. Defense, such a defining factor for both sides as Connor Christopher picks up his first block of the day. Raybold to serve, and his serve sails long. Brookline can't afford those service mistakes with how they've been struggling so far in this match. They can't be giving Needham any free points. As that is Brookline's second service error of this second set. Ben Vu in to serve for Needham. Serve received by Vivars, set by Smagula. Christopher the spike, dug out by Vu, set by Vivaldi. Clune the spike, deflected, and another illegal touch of the net by Brookline. Brookline incredulous. Honestly, on that last one, it very much looked pretty cut and dry, like Brookline touched the net. 8-2, Needham leads. Vu's serve, taken by Lamb, set by Smagula. Christopher the spike, and he delivers. Connor Christopher with his second kill. After a quiet first set, he's getting more involved as Smagula picks up just his 9th assist so far. Christopher's serve taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith, the spike is blocked, recovered by Klein, set by Vivaldi. Clunan the spike blocked, recovered by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Clunan again blocked a third time! I do believe that one was Luca Gallucci on the last one. 3 straight blocks from the Warriors as Gallucci picks up his first of the day. This serve taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Clunan the spike, dug out by Lamb, sent on 2 by Smagula! Alex Smagula saw the opening and went for the left-handed tap over as Jacob Lamb picks up his first assist. Smagula with his first kill. Another serve from Christopher. This one taken by Vu, set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith, the spike, dug out by Christopher, bumped up by Lamb. Roll shot by Tomer, taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Spike Clunan is blocked back! Brookline's defense coming to life here. Let's take a look at this one. As that one, I believe, was Smagula that time. A timeout called by Needham as Alex Smagula picks up his 3rd block of the day. Brookline again generating some comeback momentum, but we saw how quickly that momentum can vanish in the first set. Brookline had come back from down 19-13 to make it 19-16, but then out of a timeout, they lost 2 straight points, and just like that, all the momentum was gone. Now they have cut the lead from 8-3 down to 8-6. And it's now a question of, can they finish the comeback and maybe take some control here in set number 2? Again, moments like this, so critical. I said it in the first set, I'll say it again. It's gut check time. 8-6, Connor Christopher still on serve for Brookline. Serve received by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Spike is delivered by Klein. Needham again responds out of the timeout. Thomas Klein, his 2nd kill. Luke Vivaldi, his 4th assist. Goldberg the serve, received by Lamb, set by Smagula. Spike Vivars, and he sends it flying off the receiver's hands for another kill. 6 kills for Kristaps Vivars. 10 assists for Alex Smagula. Brookline keeping it close. Serve from Tomer, received by Vu, set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith sails it. And for once, Brookline, the beneficiaries of a bad service receive, as Needham couldn't string their sequence together. A 1-point game here in the 2nd set. Tomer serve, received by Vu, set by Vivaldi. Clunan, tap over, diving dig, set by Smagula. Spike Vivars could not be followed up. Brookline ties it up. Fantastic defensive hustle. I believe it was Connor Christopher who got that diving dig. And then Vivars with the delicate touch for his 7th kill. Smigula his 11th assist. We're tied at 9. Serve Tomer, taken by Vu, set by Ross, spike deflected and taken by Lamb. Set by Smigula, Vivars pushes it, taken by Vivaldi, bumped up by Clunin, bumped over by Goldberg. Received by Tomer, set by Smigula, Vivars, tap over, and it's dug out by Clunin, followed up by Vu, bumped over by Ross. Received by Christopher, too far, but it's blocked by Smigula, recovered by Clunin, set by Ross. Clunin again, deflected, dug out by Christopher, set by Smigula. Spike, Vivars is blocked, recovered by Lamb, spiked on 2 by Smigula, but he missed it wide. A wild point there. I like the idea from Smigula there, but just missed on his swing. Needham back in the lead, 10-9. Ross the serve, received by Tomer. Set by Smigula. Christopher from way back, and he sails it. Ugly miscommunication there. You could tell Christopher was kind of hitting from out of position that time. Ross back on serve. Received by Lamb. Set by Smigula. Spike Vivars is blocked back by Kurdziel. 3 unanswered points from Needham as they go back up, and Brookline calls timeout. And once again, you see how quickly the momentum can shift. Brookline with a furious comeback to tie it up at 9, but then Needham with 3 unanswered points. Ross back on serve, received by Lamb, set by Smigula, pushed by Vivars, diving dig by Vu, set by Ross by Clunin, and Clunin delivers. Clunin with his 5th kill, Ross with his 11th assist. Needham leads by 4. Serve received by Lamb, set by Smigula, Tomer the spike. And there was a deflection called. Initially it was called long on the hit by Tomer, but you could see the near side judge overruling and saying there was a deflection. Needham head coach Dave Powell does not like that call, but not an appeal he's going to win. Tomer, just his 2nd kill so far today. Like I said before, the other hitters behind Vivars have to get more involved if Brookline wants to get back in this. And that tap over from Kurdziel delivers for Needham his 4th kill. Ross his 12th assist. Needham 4 different players with at least 3 kills today. Brookline with just 1. And that's Vivars with 7. One of Brookline's big biggest strength this year has been their depth of scoring, and it just hasn't been there so far today against this stout Needham defense. Lou's serve is watched, and it does go wide. Good watch by number 26, Sebi Levy, who is checked in on that back line for Brookline as a defensive specialist. Serve Smagula, taken by Goldberg, set by Ross. Tap is blocked by Raybold. Kurdziel went for the tap over, but Raybold timed his jump perfectly to be in the exact spot he needed. Second block of the day for Liam Raybold. This serve taken by Goldberg, set by Ross. Spike Rosman gets through the blocker for the kill that time. Rosman, his 4th kill. Ross, his 13th assist. Kurdziel the serve, received by Levy, set by Smagula. Vivars the spike blocked, recovered by Raybold, set by Smagula. Spike Raybold! And again, that's what Brookline needs. They need to get other guys involved. You can see how tightly covered Vivars is by the Needham blockers. So if they can get the other guys involved, they can find some openings. Second kill for Raybold. 13th assist for Smagula. Ross sets for Rosman, and he misses it wide, but gets the deflection. Or actually, it might have been a net touch for Brookline, I'm not sure. I think they called a net touch there. 16-13, Needham leads. Vivaldi in at setter, going on serve. Received by Levy, set by Smagula. Vivars, did he get the deflection? Yes, he did. Vivars, his first kill in a little bit. That is his 8th. As he got the deflection off those frontline blockers. 14 assists for Smagula. Brookline within 2. Still close as we start to enter the late stages of this second set. Raybold serve, taken by Lou, set by Vivaldi. Rosman tap over, taken by Smagula, set by Raybold. Christopher the roll shot, and it could not be dug out. Connor Christopher, good control on that roll shot to the back end as he picks up his 3rd kill. Liam Raybold with his 1st assist. Raybold serve, taken by Lou, set by Vivaldi, pushed over by Klein, received by Raybold, set by Smagula. Vivars, tap over, but it's dug out, punched back by Christopher, dug out by Goldberg. Set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith, the spike deflected, kept alive by Christopher, bumped up by Vivars and bumped over by Tomer. Taken by Klein, set by Vivaldi. Rosman the spike deflected, taken by Smagula, set by Raybold and punched over by Tomer. Taken by Rosman, over on 2 by Klein, dug out by Smagula, set by Raybold. Roll shot by Vivars, dug out by Lou, set by Vivaldi. Rosman the spike, deflected. And Rosman delivers it again. His 5th kill. A thrilling rally. But ultimately it's Needham that survives to stay ahead. 17-15. Serve Vu, received by Lamb, chased down by Smagula, and Tomer whiffs on that one. Let that one get a little too far out in front of him, as he needed more of an upward trajectory from that distance. This serve taken by Lamb, set by Smagula. Tomer gets it through the blockers this time for the kill. Brookline staying right on Needham's heels, but they need a burst of momentum here in this critical juncture as we're starting to head down the home stretch of this second set. Serve Christopher, dug out, set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith blocked by Tomer. And having won his team 2 straight points, you can see the energy coming from Amir Tomer as he picks up his first block. Brookline back within 1. Serve Christopher, taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Klein taps it down, dug out by Lamb. Spiked on 2 by Smagula, but it's dug out by Vu. Set by Vivaldi. Clunan taps it over, taken by Christopher. Set by Smagula. Vivars, dug out by Goldberg. Barely kept alive by Vivaldi, punched over by Clunan. Received by Lamb, set by Smagula. Tomer smashes it! Amir Tomer ties us up at 18. 3 straight points from the junior co-captain, donning the cape just when Brookline needs him. 4 kills now for Tomer, 16 assists for Smagula. Both teams 7 points away. Christopher serve, taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Klein the spike, deflected, diving dig by Lamb. They couldn't keep it alive. Great efforts by Jacob Lamb, but no one able to follow it up as Thomas Klein picks up his 3rd kill. And Luke Vivaldi picks up his 6th assist. Goldberg, the serve, taken by Lamb, kept alive by Smagula. And it was touched by Needham, so Brookline got to reset, but now it's blocked. Blocked by Nico Viazzoli, number 3. A wacky point. Brookline is trying to appeal something. I think they're trying to say that a Needham player touched a Brookline player's arm. Yes, Magula is trying to say that a Needham player, in their effort to block it, touched his arm, but he does not win that appeal. Goldberg, the serve, dug out by Lamb, kept alive by Smagula, bumped over by Christopher. Taken by Vu, set by Vivaldi, spiked down by Kurtziel. Another diving dig by Christopher, bumped up by Smagula, punched over by Tomer. Taken by Vu, set by Vivaldi. Viazzoli the spike, dug out by Lamb, set by Smagula. Vivars the hit, deflected, taken by Vivaldi, set by Goldberg. Clunan the spike, deflected, taken by Galucci, going straight up in the air, set by Smagula. Spike Vivars, sent back on 1, received by Vivars, set by Smagula. Spike Tomer off the net cord, and they couldn't read it. Needham trying to appeal. They were trying to say that went off the pole, but they do not win that appeal as Amir Tomer comes through big once again for Brookline here in the second set. Brookline trailing by 1. Very big point coming up here. Tomer on serve. Received by Vu. Set by Vivaldi. Spike Kurtziel. Dug out by Tomer. Set by Smagula. Spike Vivars. Diving dig by Goldberg. Set by Vivaldi. Spike Clunan. Oh, they say that dropped in. That one looked wide to me. I'm not sure what they called. Maybe they called something against Brookline. They must have called another violation on Brookline of some kind. 21-19. Needham continuing to stay ahead. Ross the serve, taken by Tomer, set by Smagula. Vivars the spike, and Vivars delivers again. Brookline not backing down here in this second set. This serve from Galucci sails long. A mistake Brookline can't afford this late. (22-20). Needham is 3 points away from taking a 2-0 lead. Brookline 2 points away from tying it up. Cloonan serve, received by Levy. Battle at the net, recovered by Goldberg, set by Ross, tap over by Kurdziel, diving dig by Levy, set by Smagula, spike Vivars! Another powerful shot from Kristaps Vivars, the first player from either side to reach double-digit kills, as that is his 10th. Smagula his 19th assist, and some great defensive play by Sebi Levy. Smagula the serve, taken by Goldberg, set by Ross, by Kurdziel, blocked! Huge block from Liam Raybould, ties us up at 22. Third block of the day for the Brookline junior middle blocker. And this second set coming down to the wire as Needham calls timeout. All knotted up at 22 apiece. Smagula the serve, received, set by Ross, spike by Rosman. A good cross-court pass from Nathaniel Ross, despite being so close to stepping over that half-court line. He picks up his 14th assist as Will Rosman picks up his 6th kill. Needham again takes back the lead after Brookline ties it. Serve Kurdziel, taken by Levy, set by Smagula. Christopher the spike, Connor Christopher. He had some big points early in this set, then went a little quiet, but a loud shot there for his 4th kill. Smagula his 20th assist. Serve received by Rosman, set by Ross, spike by McDonald. And McDonald puts Needham at set point. Four kills for McDonald, 15 assists for Ross. It comes down to this, 24-23. Will Needham finish it, or will Brookline send us into a tiebreak? McDonald the serve, goes long! A gutsy watch on the back line by Levy and Vivars. And it's a win by 2 tiebreak scenario here in set number 2. Luca Gallucci checks back in on the front lines for Brookline. Raybould on serve. Received by Cloonan, set by Ross. Spike Rosman gets through the blockers. He went for a light touch there. Savvy play from Will Rosman, his 7th kill. Ross his 16th assist. Needham with set point once again, trying to go up 2-0 here in the state finals. Brookline trying to survive and get back to a tiebreak. Ben Vu on serve. Another missed serve by Needham. Needham has been so clean and consistent on their serves all match long, but here at the most critical juncture so far, their serves are just leaving them. Connor Christopher on serve, off the fingertips of Goldberg, off the ceiling, kept alive by Vu, bumped over by Cloonan, received by Vivars, set by Smagula, Tomer, dug out by Goldberg, can't be followed up! Amir Tomer coming through huge once again in set number 2. His 6th kill. Smagula his 21st assist. And now it's Brookline with set point. Can Brookline end it and tie it up? Christopher serve taken by Goldberg, set by Ross. Cloning the spike, blocked! 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 Connor Christopher! What a huge play as Brookline, against all odds, after trailing for almost the entire second set, comes through at the end and ties us up at 1 set apiece. We've got ourselves a match here, folks. Let's take a look at that one again. What a huge play by Connor Christopher, his second block of the match so far. I mentioned after the first set how Brookline had to get some of the other guys besides Vivars going. And boy, you talk about clutch play after clutch play from guys like Amir Tomer and Liam Raybold and Connor Christopher to help keep them in it. I'm going to take a break off the mic, but I'll be back with what promises to be a very critical third set here at Xaverian Brothers High School in the state finals. All right, here we go, tied at 1 set apiece here in the state championship game. We begin set number 3 with a service ace for Needham. Landon Liu, his second ace of the day. He gave such problems to Brookline at the start of the first set. This serve received by Vivars, set by Smigula. Vivars, the spike, did he get the deflection? Yes, he did. Big answer from Brookline. They have found themselves falling behind early in each of the past 2 sets. But Vivars delivers that time his 11th kill so far today. Now Smagula on serve, taken by Goldberg, set by Ross. Spike McDonald. Great decoy play out of the middle by Needham to set up Will McDonald for his 5th kill of the day. Nathaniel Ross, his 17th assist. Kurtziel, the serve, received by Lamb, set by Smagula. Spike by Vars, taken by Kurtziel. Sent over on 2 by Ross, dug out by Smagula, set by Lamb. Vivars again blocked, recovered by Lamb, chased down by Smagula. Now Christopher taps it over, taken by Ross, set by Lou. Rosman sends it down. Will Rosman, his 8th kill, matching the total he had against Brookline in their 2nd regular season meeting. Landon Liu picking up his 2nd assist. Kurtziel to serve, received a bit awkwardly by Lamb, bumped up by Vars, pushed to the back by Tomer. It's recovered awkwardly. Needham couldn't get it. Needham somehow just caught not ready as Vu jumped up, expecting it to come in shallow, and Tomer with his 7th kill. This serve received, set by Ross. Spike McDonald, and McDonald delivers again. McDonald, his 6th kill. Ross, his 18th assist. As now he checks out for Vivaldi. Vivaldi the serve, received by Lamb, set by Smagula. Tomer dug out by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Spike Rosman. And it goes long, no deflection. Now Raybold on serve. Serve received by Goldberg. Vivaldi sets. Rosman spikes, and Rosman gets it again. Will Rosman really starting to kick into high gear here with his 9th kill, as Luke Vivaldi picks up his 7th assist. 5-3, Needham leads. Ben Vu on serve for the Rockets. Serve taken by Lamb, set by Smagula. Tomer the spike blocked. Somehow Brookline keeps it alive. Wait a minute! They called a double hit on Christopher. Or did they call it on Gallucci? They called a double hit somehow. Maybe they're saying it went off Gallucci's head and then off his hand, or they're calling something. Brookline trying to appeal here. Yeah, because it looks like they called it on Christopher, but Christopher saying he only touched it with one hand. But again, you can appeal to the officials, but odds are they're not going to overturn it. Vu's serve received by Lamb, bumped up by Tomer, pushed over by Christopher, taken by Vu, set by Vivaldi, tapped over by Clunan, received by Smagula, bumped up by Lamb. Tomer, cross-court shot taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi, tapped by Clunan, blocked, recovered by Needham, and it's going to be bumped over by Goldberg, taken by Vivars, set by Smagula. Christopher winds and fires, dug out by Goldberg, followed up by Klein, pushed over by Clunan, taken by Gallucci, set by Smagula. From the back, it's Vivars. Kristaps Vivars with his 12th kill in a thrilling rally where both teams just had to keep trying their best to bring the attack, and it was Brookline that came through there. Brookline still trailing by 2. Christopher the serve, received by Vu, set by Vivaldi, and blocked there. I think it was Gallucci, but let's take a look at the replay. Yes, that was Luca Gallucci, his second block of the day. He was the man of the hour on Tuesday, getting the match-winning block against Newton North. He's got 2 rejections so far here in the state finals. Serve from Christopher, taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Tap is deflected, taken by Tomer, set by Smagula. Vivars the spike. Oh, and this time Needham touched the net. Brookline was called for that violation so many times, and now Needham called for it as we're tied up at 6. Christopher on serve again for the Warriors. This serve taken by Goldberg. Battle at the net is won by Amir Tomer. We could call that either a kill or a block. Let's call it a block. His second block of the day. Seven to 6, Brookline in the lead. Christopher the serve, taken by Goldberg, bumped up by Ross, punched over by Clunan, taken by Vivars, set by Smagula. Vivars flies and delivers again. A timeout is called by Needham as Vivars picks up lucky kill number 13 and Smagula assist number 24. And there's 2 big differences you can see in how these teams are executing in this set so far compared to the first 2. The first is that Needham is not really, bringing any powerful spikes ever since Rosman had to sub out. Their other hitters just aren't getting the ball in the spots that they need, and they're not getting those powerful swings. A lot of tap overs, just playing it safe and staying in the point, whereas Brookline is really starting to execute on some of their more powerful shots in this set. And the fact that they've gotten other players involved like Tomer and Christopher, it's opened up things for a greater variety of attacks from Kristaps Vivars, because if you give that man an inch, he'll take a mile. 8 to 6, Brookline in the lead out of the timeout. Christopher on serve, received by Vu, set by Ross. Clunan the spike blocked, recovered by Clunan and Klein and pushed over by Ross. Sent up and sent down by Smagula, but did he touch the net? They say he did. Smagula had a good idea there, but just a little too much on the follow-through caused him to touch the net. Goldberg the serve, received by Lamb, set by Smagula. Spike is whiffed by Tomer. The initial service receive went a little too close to that far side post. Smagula had to hit it on the run while also trying to get out of the way of his hitter, and it just threw off the rhythm there. Goldberg serve off the net cord, kept alive by Smagula, and it's punched over by Gallucci. Ross now sets for Clunan, blocked, recovered by Goldberg, set by Ross, tap over by Clunan, taken by Tomer, set by Smagula, spike by Vivars, deflected and taken by Clunan, set by Ross, Clunan the spike, missed it wide. That initial block by the Brookline defense, I think it might have been Gallucci. It may not have gotten the point, but it got, I think, in Clunan's head a little bit as he tried to steer that second hit of his away from the blockers and ended up missing it wide. Tomer's serve, taken by Goldberg, set by Ross, tap over by Kurtziel, received by Smagula, set by Christopher. Vivars, dug out by Vu, bumped up by Goldberg. Clunan sends it to the back, taken by Tomer, set by Smagula. Vivars, the spike, kick save by Goldberg, but they can't follow it up. The defense in this game has been next level, as I can't believe Needham almost survived that one off the kick from Goldberg, but not enough, as Vivars picks up his 14th kill and Connor Christopher gets his first assist. 10-8, slim lead for Brookline. Needham right on their heels. Serve from Tomer, taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi, spike Kurdziel, and Needham answers. Kurdziel his 5th kill, Vivaldi his 8th assist, and it's a 1-point game here in set number 3. The winner of this set will be 1 set away from a state championship. That's how crucial things are here in the 3rd set. Ross the serve, received by Lamb, set by Smagula, spike by Galucci, and it's received wide. Powerful shot from Luca Galucci for his first kill of the day. And a great initial receive by Jacob Lamb to set that in motion. Serve Galucci, taken by Clunan, set by Ross. Tap over by Kurdziel, received by Vivars, bumped up by Smigula, pushed over by Tomer, taken by Vu, set by Ross. McDonald the spike, deflected, and taken by Tomer, set by Smigula. Vivars the spike, and it's taken by Vu. Beg your pardon. Needham was called for touching the net there, and now Needham calls timeout as Brookline leads by 3. Out of the timeout, Luca Galucci back on serve for Brookline. The Warriors leading 12-9 in this pivotal 3rd set. My apologies for going a bit radio silent there. You know, I'm pretty sure the infection is gone from my lungs, but still, throat's a bit scratchy. Serve taken by McDonald, bumped up by Goldberg, spike by McDonald. Needham responds right out of the timeout as Will McDonald picks up his 7th kill. Tyler Goldberg with his first assist. Clunan the serve, received by Lamb, tapped over on 2 by Smagula, but Needham keeps it alive. Rosman pushes it over. Taken by Lamb, set by Smigula, spike by Raybold, and he missed it. A powerful shot. Raybold's been looking for that kind of opportunity all match long, and I think he got a little overexcited and missed that one. It's a 1-point game once again. Clunan's serve, received by Lamb, set by Smigula. Vivars the spike, deflected and taken by Goldberg, close to the net. Spike by Raybold, and he redeems himself there. I think that's our first kill from either side without an assist, as Raybold picks up his 3rd kill of the day. Smagula the serve, received by Clunin, set by Ross, tap over by Kurtziel, taken by Christopher, set by Smagula, spike Vivars is blocked, recovered by Raybold, sent over on one, taken by Rosman, set by Ross, McDonald the spike, deflected, and dug out by Lamb, set by Smagula, Christopher the spike, threads the needle beautifully. Great work going left to right in that three-hit sequence by Brookline, and great placement by Connor Christopher right in between the blockers for his 5th kill. Now this one set by Ross. Rosman whiffs. Brookline with 3 unanswered points, and they're up by 4. Smagula sends it over, taken by Clunin, set by Ross, spike McDonald, recovered by Vivars, followed up by Raybold, and bumped over by Smagula. Taken by Clunin, set by Ross, spike McDonald, deflected, chased down by Lamb, set by Smagula, pushed over by Tomer, came in shallow, Kurtziel got it, set by Clunin, spike Rosman, dug out by Tomer, set by Smagula, Vivars, fires, dug out by Goldberg, followed up by Rosman, Goldberg bumps it over, taken by Tomer, set by Smagula, Vivars again blocked, recovered by Tomer, set by Smagula, now Christopher gets it through! Connor Christopher coming through big here in set number 3. Great touch on that one. Just enough touch to get over the net, but not so much that the blockers had any power. Serve taken by Clunin, set by Ross, and whiffed! Rosman whiffed it! Brookline with all the momentum in the world now with a 17-11 advantage here in set number 3. Can they capitalize? This serve received by Rosman, set by Ross. Rosman the spike, and he gets it that time. The Needham hitters had been going cold for a while, but now Rosman, the first Needham player all year to get double-digit kills in a match against Brookline as he picks up his 10th. Serve Kurtziel, received by Lamb, bumped up by Christopher, and pushed over by Vivars. Taken by McDonald, set by Ross. Rosman the spike, dug out by Smagula, set by Raybold. Roll shot Christopher, chased down by Clunin, set by Ross. McDonald the spike. They say Brookline touched the net. 2 points for Needham. And now they've cut the lead to 4. Oh, and a bad watch on the serve as Kurtziel gets the ace. 3 unanswered points from the Rockets, and now Brookline calls timeout. A great flat change-up serve there from Andrew Kurtziel as it came in with a trajectory that looked like it was going to fly too far. But then the speed just kind of died and it just dropped well inside that back line. Again, my apologies. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not quite at 110% yet. You know, throat is still very scratchy. Lungs still, probably still got some inflammation from all the coughing I did while I was dealing with that respiratory infection, and still coughing up some phlegm, but overall I'm okay. And I'm going to keep going for as long as these players do. Out of the timeout, Kurtziel to serve, received by Lamb, bumped up by Smagula. Roll shot Christopher, and it deflects off the blocker's hands and does not go over the net as Connor Christopher picks up another kill, his 7th. Smagula, his 28th assist. The serve set by Ross. Spike Rosman deflected. Spike to the back corner, drops in for 5 Rs. Sorry, lost a bit of control there of my throat. 5 Rs beautifully drops that in the back corner for his 15th kill. Smagula, his 29th assist. Serve received by Rosman, set by Ross. A powerful spike out of the middle by Thomas Klein as it deflects off the blocker's hands. Fourth kill for Klein. 20th assist for Ross as now Vivaldi checks in to go on serve. Received by Lamb, set by Smagula. Christopher delivers again. Connor Christopher, after not being able to do much of anything in the first set, he has really come alive in the last 2. 8 kills for him, 30 assists for Smagula. Served by Sebi Levy, received by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith, the spike dug out by Vivars off the net. It's kept alive by Smagula. I am not sure. How are they saying Smagula touched the net? Are they saying his follow through was too far up and touched the bottom of it? Served by Vu, received by Vivars, set by Smagula, spike Christopher, dug out. And taken on one by Tomer, set by Smagula, spike Vivars off the net court, taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Clunin the spike, and Clunin delivers. Clunin his 6th kill, Vivaldi his 9th assist. Needham within 3. Brookline has reached the 20-point threshold first. Vu the serve, received awkwardly by Lamb, but kept alive by Smagula. Spike by Vivars. A tough first hit, but Brookline's co-captains able to recover and make something out of it. Vivars his 16th kill. Smagula his 31st assist. 21-17, Brookline leads. Christopher's serve, taken by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi. Spike Bullard Smith, missed it long. No deflection. Brookline 3 points away from a 2-1 lead. Connor Christopher on serve. And it sails long. Good watch on the back line by the Needham defenders. Goldberg sends it over, taken by Lamb, set by Smagula. Tomer dug out by Vivaldi, pushed over by Bullard Smith. A couple deflections, and now a spike from Smagula, received by Vu. Set by Vivaldi, spike Clunin drops in. Great top spin by Matt Clunin on that one as he picks up his 7th kill. Looked like it was gonna fly and sail out of here, but he drops it in well for his 10th kill, or for his 7th kill, 10th assist for Vivaldi. Roll shot Vivars, taken by Vivaldi, set by Goldberg. Clunin at the net, blocked. And they call a violation on Brookline. I think they called that one on Smagula for touching the net. And a timeout called by Brookline. And even though Brookline leads by 2 here, I can understand the timing of this timeout after the frustration of a tough call there. And once again, we find ourselves looking at our watches and seeing that it is, in fact, gut check time here in set number 3. Brookline 3 points away from winning the set. Needham 2 points away from tying it up. Roles reversed from where we were at this score in set number 2. Goldberg the serve, received by Lamb, set by Smagula. Tomer pushes it, taken by Vivaldi, set by Goldberg. Clunan the spike, gets through the blockers. Matt Clunan coming through big with his 8th kill. And Vivaldi, his 11th assist. A 1-point game here, 22-21. Serve, received by Lamb. Set by Smagula, roll shot by Vars, taken by Vivaldi, set by Goldberg. Clunan the spike, blocked, recovered by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi, tap by Clunan, blocked, recovered by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi, tap over, blocked, back, recovered by Clunan, spiked on one by Smagula! Huge defensive play at the net, combined efforts of Alex Smagula and Luca Gallucci. And ultimately, it's Alex Smagula with his 2nd kill of the day to put Brookline back up by 2. Huge point there. Tomer's serve, received by Vu, set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith, the spike blocked, recovered by Vivaldi. Bumped up by Goldberg. Spike Clunan, received by Lamb. Bumped up by Smagula. The spike went off of Vivars' face as Bullard Smith makes a big block there for Needham. 23-22, Brookline leads. We're coming down to the wire once again here in the 3rd set. Nathaniel Ross on serve. Received by Tomer. Set by Smagula. Vivars taps it over, diving dig by Ross, followed up by McDonald. Bumped over by Goldberg. Taken by Gallucci. Set by Smagula. Vivars again! Kristaps Vivars delivers another patented laser. And Brookline has set point. Great touch on the first hit to put Needham out of sequence. And then he goes for the fastball for his 17th kill. Smagula, 32 assists. Brookline serving for the set. Gallucci sends it over. Received by McDonald. Set by Ross. McDonald the spike. Deflected. Received by Tomer. Set by Smagula. Vivars gets it! Kristaps Vivars gives Brookline the last 2 points they needed to pick up the 2-1 lead. Brookline is 1 set away from their first state championship in 33 years. 25-22, Brookline takes the 3rd set. Needham put up a tremendous fight after Brookline started to take a big lead down the stretch in that one, but ultimately not able to finish the comeback as Brookline hangs tough. At the end of 3 sets, Brookline up 2-1. If Brookline wins the next set, they win the state championship. If Needham wins the next set, we go to a do-or-die 5th set. That instead of 1st to 25 win by 2 would be 1st to 15 win by 2. And you've probably noticed how much I'm coughing. I'm taking a break off the mic between sets. I'll be back, folks. All right. Set number 4 coming up here at Xaverian Brothers High School in Westwood, Massachusetts. The 2025 MIAA Division I Boys Volleyball State Championship on the line. Brookline will be serving first. If they win this set, they win the whole thing. Alex Smagula with the first serve, received by Goldberg, set by Ross, spiked by Rosman, blocked, recovered by Kurtziel, bumped up by Goldberg. Roll shot Rosman, received by Vivars, set by Smagula, spiked by Tomer. They've been going to those backline spikes with Vivars all day, and they go to Tomer this time from the back as he picks up his 8th kill. Smagula his 34th assist. This serve set up by Ross for McDonald, and McDonald answers right back. McDonald picks up his 8th kill. Now Kurtziel to serve, taken by Vivars, set by Smagula, completely mistimed. A rare bad timing mistake from Smagula and Vivars. Kurtziel to serve, received by Lamb, set by Smagula. Vivars the spike, no miscommunication that time as Vivars goes for the laser and picks up another kill. That's his 19th. That's more than any other match that he has had against Needham so far this year. Vivars the serve, taken by Lou, set by Ross. McDonald taps it down. Good read by Will McDonald as he is coming out strong here in set number 4. His 9th kill. 22nd assist for Nathaniel Ross as he checks out now for Vivaldi. This serve received by Lamb, set by Smagula. Vivars from the back gets it through the blockers. One of those plays where the deflection from the blockers hurts more than it helps as Vivars picks up his 20th kill of the match. Smagula his 36th assist. Raybold serve, taken by Rosman, set by Vivaldi. Bullard Smith a spike, could not be kept alive as Jeremy Bullard Smith picks up his first kill of the day. Vivaldi his 12th assist. Ben Vu now on serve for the Rockets. Serve received by Lamb, set by Smagula. Galucci spike blocked, recovered by Vivars, set by Smagula. Christopher with a tap. Looks like a desperate reach from Connor Christopher with how close that pass was to the net. But with some side spin on that tap, he turned it into a savvy play, deflecting it off the blocker's hands for his 9th kill. Smagula his 37th assist. Christopher the serve, received by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi, tap over by Clunin, taken by Christopher, spiked on 2 by Smagula. They get it over on 2 with Viazzoli, taken by Tomer, set by Smagula, spiked by Galucci, is dug out by Vu, set by Bullard Smith, it's tapped over but missed wide. Oh, they give the point to Needham. They say that Brookline touched the net again. A chaotic point to be sure. We've seen plenty of chaotic points in a match that so far has been very worthy of the title card here in the state finals. Goldberg serve, taken by Vivars, set by Smagula, roll shot, Tomer, dug out by Vu, followed up by Kurdziel, punched over by Clunin, dug out by Christopher, set by Smagula, Vivars, another laser! "21 kills now for Vivars, 38 helpers for Smagula. Started with a good sliding dig by Connor Christopher on that play as Brookline ties it up at 5. Tomer's serve, taken by Vu, sit by Vivaldi, tap over by Kurdziel, dug out by Christopher, bumped up by Smagula, spike Vivars, deflected, taken by Vivaldi, set by Goldberg, Clunin the spike, and Clunin gets it. Matt Clunin with his 9th kill. Goldberg, I have him with 2 assists. There might be more. There's been a lot of chaotic points where I might have misunderstood who got the assist, but either way, Goldberg's been a critical part of the Needham defense. You can't take that away from him, no matter how you're counting the stats. 6-5, Needham leads. Ross back in. He goes on serve. Received by Vivars. Set by Smagula. Vivars muscles it through the blockers. It's kicked back by Kurdziel to Vu. Bumped over by oh my gosh. Set up for the spike. Blocked. Recovered by Gallucci. Set by Smagula. Tap over by Vivars. And they called a violation on Needham before Vivars could even slam the door on him. They set a touch of the net. I think they called it on Kurdziel. All it really did was take away a kill from Vivars as he was about to smash that one. Gallucci serve, sent over on one, and Vivars sends it right back at him. He didn't get the kill last point, but he definitely got it this point. 22 kills for Vivars as Brookline takes the lead 7-6. Gallucci the serve, taken by Vu, set by Ross. Spike is blocked, recovered by Goldberg. At the net, kept alive by Ross, bumped over by Goldberg. Spiked right back by Alex Smagula. Three kills for Alex Smagula. The "he's a setter" chants come out from the Brookline student section as starting setter Alex Smagula has always been known to have a powerful spike that he can mix in with some savvy passes and dump-offs. Eight to 6, Brookline leads Needham here in set number 4. The student section going wild for Brookline. They know that if their Warriors can finish the job here in set number 4, they will be witnesses to history. Serve from Gallucci out of the timeout, taken by Vu, set by Ross. Spike McDonald, was there a deflection? There was not. No deflection, and Brookline gets the point on the wide spike there. This serve taken by Vu. Set by Ross, missed time, tapped back by Smagula. Oh no, they're saying Smagula didn't touch it. Smagula didn't touch it. He pulled his hands back just in time to make it so that that was an illegal fourth touch by the Rockets. Another serve taken by Vu, bumped up by Ross, pushed over by McDonald, taken by Vivar, spiked on two by Smagula, dug out by Vu, followed up by Goldberg, bumped over by Kurdziel, received by Galucci, set by Smagula, Vivars fires away again. "23 kills now for Vivars, 39 assists for Alex Smagula. And Brookline with a strong streak of points off the serving from Luka Galucci as he sends another one over. Received by Vu, bumped by Goldberg, tapped over by Clunin, taken by Christopher, set by Smagula. Tomer, the roll shot, diving dig by Goldberg, set by Ross. Spike is blocked! I think that was Raybold. Let's check the replay. Everything going Brookline's way. As a timeout is called, Liam Raybold with his fourth block of the match. As Needham calls timeout, Brookline leading by 6. This is one of Brookline's biggest leads of the entire match. And that alone should tell you just what a thriller it's been throughout the night tonight. How amazing it has been. Needham came out and showing the poise of a team more used to being on the championship stage, punched Brookline in the mouth for a 25-20 first set win. Their first set won over Brookline all year, and then almost took it from Brookline in the second set, but Brookline miraculously survived several set points and prevailed 27-25. Then they held on to the lead late in the third set to win 25-22, and now here they are with a 6-point lead. Out of the timeout, and Galucci sends the serve into the net. Should have given my throat more of a break during that timeout. That's my mistake. 12-7. Landon Liu, the serve, received by Lamb. Set by Smagula. Spike 5 bars. They actually managed to kick it from just off the ground, but it was sent well wide. Another kill from Vivars. That's his 24th for Smagula, 40 assists. This serve received by Rosman, set by Ross. Spike McDonald, he whiffed it. Trying to curve it around the blockers. He sends it into the net. Brookline up by 7. Smagula's serve, dug out by Goldberg, set by Ross. Rosman, the spike, drops in. Now the serve from Kurdziel, received a bit awkwardly, set by Smagula, spike by Raybold. Liam Raybold picks up his 4th kill. Smagula. Oops, got my numbers wrong as that one's dumped off, but taken by Tomer, set by Smagula, spike Vivars. Dug out, followed up by McDonald, bumped over by Goldberg. Taken by Vivars, set by Smagula. Tap over by Christopher is blocked. Blocked, I think, by Rosman that time. First block of the day for Will Rosman. 15-9. Vivaldi's serve, received by Vivar, set by Smagula, spike by Raybold. Liam Raybold feeling the energy here as he delivers another powerful shot out of the middle. His 5th kill. And for Smagula, 42 assists. Raybold now the serve off the fingertips for an ace. Brookline leads by 8 and is 8 points away from a state championship. This serve taken by Lou, set by Vivaldi. Spike Rosman, dug out by Smagula, set by Raybold. Tap over by Tomer, and Tomer gets it. Brookline with all kinds of momentum right now. Amir Tomer, his 9th kill. Liam Raybold with his 2nd assist. Serve received by Goldberg, set by Vivaldi, tap over by Bullard Smith, deflected, taken by Smagula, set by Raybold, spike by Vivars. Brookline leads by 10, and the middle blocker, Liam Raybold, now has 3 assists on the day, as Vivars picks up kill number 25. This serve received, set up for Bullard Smith, blocked, recovered by Vivaldi, set by Goldberg. Viazzoli, the roll shot, missed it, wide of the pole. Brookline just 5 points away. They lead by 11. Serve Raybold taken by Vivaldi, set by Ross. Spike Bullard Smith. Needham not done fighting as Bullard Smith picks up his 2nd kill of the day. Ross his 24th assist. The reality creeping closer and closer for Brookline. 20-10, the most lopsided set we've had so far, but it's not over yet. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Serve from Vu, taken by Lamb, set by Smagula, spike Christopher, deflected, and taken by Vu. Set by Ross, Bullard Smith delivers another kill. Serve now from Vu, dug out by Lamb, set by Smagula. Tomer! Amir Tomer! First kill in a little bit, despite how clutch he has been at some critical junctures for Brookline, as he now picks up his 10th kill. Smagula, his 43rd assist of the day. Now Christopher on serve, received awkwardly by Vivaldi, set by Ross. The spike is blocked, but recovered by Goldberg. Set by Ross. Bullard Smith, the spike blocked, recovered by Goldberg. Set by Ross. Another spike deflected and taken by Vivars. Set by Smagula. Tomer missed it. Off the net, no block there. Just missed it. Brookline has got to stay poised here down the stretch. Like I said, don't count your chickens before they hatch. This is a sport where you cannot run out the clock. You have to deliver every point all the way to the finish. Goldberg serve, taken by Vivars, set by Smagula. Gallucci! Luca Gallucci with his 2nd kill of the day. 44 assists for Smagula. And Brookline is 3 points away. Amir Tomer On serve. Received by Vivaldi. Bumped up by Goldberg. Clunin, the roll shot taken by Christopher. Spiked on 2, but Smagula whiffed it. Again, I know you've got a big lead. Don't get overexcited. Don't get impatient. Continue to execute, start to finish. Serve received by Gallucci, and Gallucci finishes. Luca Gallucci coming through down the stretch. His 3rd kill of the night. Smagula, his 45th assist. 2 more points to championship glory for Brookline. Gallucci on serve, received, and they can't get it over. Luca Gallucci with an ace, and here we go. Brookline fans on their feet. 1 point away. Luca Gallucci serving for the championship. His serve received by Vu, set by Ross. McDonald the spike, and it was blocked wide. The match will not end there as Will McDonald picks up his 10th kill. Ross, his 26th assist. I know it's a bit hard to see with all the fans on their feet, folks. But here we go. Landon Liu serving to keep Needham alive. This serve taken by Lamb, and could not be followed up. We're not done yet. Landon Liu, his 3rd ace. Hey, can you crouch down? Down in front a little bit. Here we go, still championship point. Serve taken by Vivars, set by Smagula. Vivars delivers championship glory to Brookline. The Warriors win the state championship. Soak this one in, Brookline fans. It's been a long time coming. And in the end, who else but Kristaps Vivars, the Brookline boys volleyball all-time kills record holder, in the last point of his high school volleyball career, with the last spike of his career, wins Brookline their first state championship in 33 years. The senior co-captain finishes with 26 kills on the night as his fellow co-captain Alex Smagula assists him one last time for his 46th assist of the night. Your final score in the 2025 MIAA Division I Boys Volleyball State Championship. The Brookline High Warriors, 3 sets. The Needham High Rockets, 1 set. Final set scores, 20-25, 27-25, 25-22, 25-15. What a special night. What a special season for Brookline High boys volleyball. And how about the response from Brookline? They played better each consecutive set, losing the first set, almost losing the second set, barely hanging on to the lead in the third set, and then cruising in the fourth set. They survived the initial onslaught from a Needham team that came a little more mentally prepared to start. And they survived it, got their bearings, and delivered in the way we've always known they could. And I'll tell you, folks, it's such an honor and a privilege to be able to be here for this, to be able to call that last point, to be able to see off this senior class, and to be able to see them ride off into the sunset with a championship. There will be a trophy presentation, of course, so we're going to stay recording this broadcast. I know this isn't live, so you know, it's just a matter of who wants to keep watching this pre-recorded version when it comes out a couple days later. But still, I'm going to keep this one going. And I'm going to have, you know, some more things to say as well. I don't know when the trophy presentation is coming. And you can see there's we got the medal ceremony for Brookline. You can see them putting the medals around the necks of the Brookline players. Medals that they can hold on to. For some of them for the rest of their careers, and for some of them as they put a final bow on the end of their careers. Also, runner-up medals going to Needham. They finish as the state runner-up for the second year in a row, their fifth straight year, going to the state finals. Their first year not being the top seed, and they really handled it in the way that only a strong program like Needham could. Give them their flowers. You know, a championship means that much more when you win it over such a strong opponent. Make no mistake of what a worthy opponent Needham was in this championship match. And now, coming out to receive their state championship trophy, first-year head coach Lexi De La Cruz and co-captains Kristaps Vivars, Alex Smagula, and Amir Tomer. I know we can't really see from this view, but there'll be plenty of pictures shared around. You can see a ton of people pulling out their cameras for that one. And now here comes the swarm of assistant coaches and players. How special this has got to be for so many of them. You can see them holding that trophy over their head. I mean, really. I could just go on and on about this team. I've been covering this team for 5 years, you know, and I think back on all the different players I have covered over the years, dating all the way back to 2021. Current assistant varsity coach and head JV2 coach Julian Vesneski was a senior playing for this team when I started covering Brookline High boys volleyball. I think back on guys like him, Zach Orlando Milbauer, Corey Zito, Toby Mendels, Kota Sukata, Wes Price, Fletcher Poon, Nikhil Wong, Jacob Smagula, Tasema Boss Sullivan, Jason Rich, Cam Jilek, Charlie Perdue, Declan DeYoung, Ellis Cowan, Eli Traub, Odin Hiltz, Rowan Miller, so many players. I probably missed a bunch, but all the players I've covered throughout the years. And if any of you alums happen to be watching this deep into this broadcast, I hope you guys know that you helped build this. The way this team has been able to have a steady base that they could build from to the point where they could get to this level of championship glory, it carries over year after year. Guys have to establish and maintain a standard and a precedent, and it goes through year after year. And then for the coaching staff, Lexi De La Cruz, in his first year as head coach, he was hired I think a little less than a month before this season started, a chaotic start for him. And the job that he has been able to do, this was a team with a strong base, and I think he balanced out, recognizing and respecting what this team already had and could already do, while also putting on just these tiny little touches. You could see even in this match, the tactical move of subbing in Jacob Lamb at the libero spot proved to be a pretty fair difference maker. And in a match this close, it's those little things that make all the difference. So hats off to Lexi De La Cruz, a state champion head coach in his first season on the bench for Brookline. I mentioned Julian Vesneski, another Brookline High volleyball alum, Justin Sue, who graduated the same year as me in 2011, the last year that Brookline beat Needham at all. And both of us weren't even alive yet when last this team won a championship. So guys like Vesneski and Sue, who were not able to get a championship as players, they get championship glory as assistant coaches. Hats off to them. Greg Detweiler, another assistant coach. Everyone in Brookline knows him. Everyone in Brookline volleyball, boys and girls, knows and loves Greg Detweiler. And the fact that he has been part of a staff that has gone to the state finals in both girls and boys volleyball in the same academic year is incredible to say, And make no mistake, he plays a significant role in how he helps to coach these teams. And then, of course, the players for Brookline High. We could start with, some of the backups, some of the JV guys who were listed on the roster: Luis Suarez, Noah Martin, Will Kiger, Henry White, and Matt Rosales. Guys who are going to continue to be special for this team next year. May not have gotten a lot of playing time, but they're the stars of tomorrow. Give them their props. Some of the guys who may have sat on the bench all year long, guys like, Alone Ingerman and Adam Lamb and Flynn Gumpel, guys who didn't get as much playing time, but they showed up, came to practice, took advantage of what playing time they could get. Give them their props too. Some of the more depth pieces who would occasionally get playing time, guys like Sebi Levy got some playing time today. Zach Spencer didn't get any playing time today, but he got some spots here and there throughout the season, and a crowded middle blocker squad here for Brookline. Christoph Wong, another guy off the bench. And, the defensive specialists, Andrew Bacon and Jacob Lamb, defensive specialists along with Sebi Levy, they've both been so impactful. Andrew Bacon, a senior, Jacob Lamb, a sophomore, both making such big impact on the defensive side and as secondary passers. So great some of the more key guys who will be coming back next year. Luca Gallucci, a sophomore. He's already etched his name into the annals of Brookline history with that match-winning block in the Final Four against Newton North. And now he claims a championship medal along with his teammates as a sophomore. Liam Raybold, he's been a member of varsity since a freshman, same as Gallucci, and he has been such a big producer both as a hitter and as a blocker. And he's going to be back next year and playing an even bigger role. Kaisal Fakuri got moved from middle to right side hitter as kind of a depth piece, and that proved to be such a critical piece to really open things up and give Brookline some depth they needed throughout this season. And he's going to be back with a bigger role next year as well. The junior co-captains, Amir Tomer and Alex Smagula, I can't say enough about those guys and what they managed to do. Amir Tomer started as a libero as a freshman, switched to a secondary outside hitter the past 2 years, and the job that he has done, he's had his ups and downs, but the energy he always brings, especially when Brookline needs it the most. He might have been the most clutch performer today for Brookline, especially in those second and third sets. How big he was, especially in that second set, that's also going to go down in history because we got the tape. We got the tape for it. 1 second. And then, hold on, I got a few people coming up, folks. Like I was saying, you know, junior co-captain Alex Smagula, the team's starting setter. Can't say enough about this young man, how talented he is as a setter. I've been, you know, singing his praises ever since he became the starting setter as a freshman and a co-captain as a freshman. Absolutely incredible. And this is a guy that the team and the coaches asked to put the team on his back, to take responsibility for how the team performed around him right from the start, right from when he first stepped on the court. And he has lived up to that responsibility year after year, and now he has helped captain and help pass his team's way to a state championship. And then the seniors. I mentioned Ingerman, I mentioned Bacon, I mentioned Lamb, and then the senior hitters. Connor Christopher, a guy who started out as a JV2 player as a freshman, showing just how high those JV2 players can climb. You know, took over as a backup, wasn't getting a lot of playing time his sophomore year. Junior year, stepped up as a right side hitter, you know, and then this year, continuing as a right side hitter, he has been such a crucial piece. You know, I mentioned in that second set how much the guys behind Kristaps Vivars needed to step up to create openings. And Connor Christopher has been that guy throughout the year for Brookline. Even if he doesn't get the same big numbers as some of the other hitters, the role that he has played, unquestionable, undeniable. And of course, got the set-winning block in that critical second set for Brookline. Hats off to Connor Christopher. And then Kristaps Vivars, the man, the myth, the legend, the thunderclap, the Latvian laser, the all-time kills leader in Brookline High boys volleyball history. I've talked a million different ways about his amazing skill, his smarts, his athleticism as a hitter, and I don't think I need to say anymore. It has fully spoken for itself. And with the last swing of his career, the last spike he makes as a Brookline High Warrior before he heads off to Bocconi University in Italy next year, he ends his high school volleyball career, ends his days as a Brookline High Warrior with a state championship winning point. Once again, I want to thank all of you, the fans, for tuning in throughout the season. You know, I wish I could have been here for more of the playoff matches. This hasn't, it hasn't been perfect. But to be able to be here at the end, to witness the finale, it means everything to me. And to have you guys continue to bring me back year after year to cover this team, to cover this great game, this great sport, these great young men, it means everything. I can't thank you all enough. And so on that note, I'm going to put an end to this one. It'll be going up on Sunday, as per NFHS rules. But for the last time in the 2025 boys volleyball season, here at Xaverian Brothers High School in Westwood, Massachusetts, the final score in the 2025 MIAA Division I Boys Volleyball State Championship: the Brookline High Warriors 3, the Needham High Rockets 1. Set scores 20-25, 27-25, 25-22, 25-15. For the last time in the 2025 season, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching. Congratulations to your state champion, Brookline High Warriors, and have a good night.